All right, we've got, it looks like we've got a lot of things going on here. Hey everyone, we're doing kind of a commentary on the practice as well. So I'm going to take you through practice. We're going to enjoy the color commentary, I hope. I don't know if I'll provide anything good, anything insightful. I mostly just make fun of things, so that's really who I am, right? But you know, let's watch this. Let's see what happens. We've got everything up and going, so let's take a peek here. Let's see what happens. Why not, right? Why not? Very exciting right now. Very, very thrilling. No, no video yet, unfortunately. You know, and we're not going to have the video, obviously, because that would be against the copyright. But I can bring you a little bit of data here via multi-viewer, I should say. So thank you, multi-viewer, for helping me out with that. And let's see what happens. So, right, so let's start looking at what happened today. So the sprint was quite the yawn fest. I don't know how else to really describe it. Just a dull race, right? And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know, I don't see passing as much on this track. You have one DRS zone, and that, you know, that's where we've come to rely on passing for this. But you know, we're in the midst of, you know, we're in the second to last race. You know, we have Oscar Piastri taking, you know, the majority of the first place points in the sprint. We had Lando Norris in third, right? No. Yeah, it was third. Sorry. We had George Russell in second. You know, after Lando Norris, we had Max Verstappen, followed by Kimi Antonelli because of the Yuki penalty, which I'm assuming stood, right? You know, let's take a look at that. Just bringing it up on my phone so I don't mess up anything here. Formula One. Go. Right? Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I don't really see anything else there. So we're about 5 minutes to go until we have our qualifying. You know, I'm very excited for this. Very, very excited to see what happens with this race. So I have like 1 million notifications on my phone. Looks like the stream is about to start. As up, yep, we've got the music going. Bum 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 bum. I don't. Yeah, we're done there. Sorry, everyone. That was terrible. Here we go. So let's see what we can do here. Let's check it out, right? Shall we? Shall we? Hopefully you're all enjoying this. Okay, I've got my data up here. I've got my video here. What else can we do? What else can we ask for here, right? I'm gonna try to take you through all the faster laps here. It's gonna be difficult at times, and I might have issues. Let's try to keep the music going. Let's keep the mood light, right? You know, let's keep going. Let's not get entirely angry at this. We'll see. I'll see if your favorite racer gets through Q1, right? Let's see what happens. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. And here we go. So take a look at the tires now. So we have the C3, C2, C1. We have the hardest tires here, so on the hardest end of the spectrum. So that's interesting. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. You know, what we've really seen is a really interesting thing is out of Red Bull was Yuki Tsunoda out qualifying Max for the sprint. And I think Yuki could have, Yuki made a really good move on Fernando, really put his elbows out like they were saying on camera, but then suffered that 5-second penalty. I didn't see all the times that he went off the track. I'm guessing, I think that he did, I don't doubt that, but it's still one of those things, you want to see your guy, just be successful. And I feel like his time at Red Bull is coming to an end. So that's kind of rough. It is what it is. So, but here we are, we're getting ready for it. Track is clear. We have 60 minutes of qualifying. That's barring any incidents or anything like that. So let's see what happens here. We'll see what can happen in this if they've managed to kind of work through the issues that have been kind of plaguing Max and his what he says is porpoising. Whoa. Looks like I'm just looking at replays here. Looks like the Williams almost had a decent crash there. All the Saubers and the Williams kind of going out at the same time, and then Haas, Ocon saying over the radio that there was an issue. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. So we've got, looks like Piastri still in the garage. So I would say that, we're gonna kind of say that this is his track right now, based upon how he has performed here. Excuse me. And looks like we start in 54 seconds. So that's pretty cool. We're streaming live here, and I will take you through each fast lap, see if I can kind of give you an idea of who we should be looking at. If you're watching on F1 TV or ESPN or Sky Sports, you can watch along and hear me talk. Turn down whoever's doing the commentary. I don't know if it's Crofty or if it's Julian Palmer. And really, just have me. Ooh, they are actually noting the incident with Alexander Albon in the pit lane already. We haven't even started. I mean, we're 7 seconds away from this starting. I mean, I guess we're already started because I've got a little bit of delay. We all have a little bit of a delay here. This is interesting. This is interesting because now Albon's already been noted. Let's see if we have it, if it goes to the stewards. All right. We have a green light. Pit exit is open. Sainz is the first car out, followed by Hulkenberg. And away we go. So really interesting here. They're saying that allocated tires in Qatar can cover a max of 25 laps per set. So we're saying that you can't go over, for 25 laps with a set of tires. And of course, we have to, F1 TV with showing it's friggin', we got a celebrity. We got Gordon Ramsay at a race. Look at him watching the race. Look at him watching qualifying. Okay, it looks like we've got both Saubers out, both Haas cars out. Liam Lawson has just exited. So has a Hadjar. So I've got the Racing Bulls out. Probably going to get signs with the first fast lap. So let's see what happens here. We now have Lance Stroll out. Lance Stroll with Aston Martin. Leclerc has exited the pits. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Carlos Sainz starting his fast lap. He's on a set of softs, not on a pair of softs. Okay. I mean, in theory, he should set the fastest lap right away, but we'll see. Again, looks like Hamilton has exited the pits. So has George Russell. The only cars that have not exited right now are the McLarens, the Red Bulls, and now Colapinto has gone out. What am I hearing? What is this music? I have it on, like, running music right now, and it's like, maybe not this. Maybe something a little bit more, maybe electronic. I don't know. Let's see this. Give me this. There we go. And Sainz kicked up a little bit of dust there. I don't know if he went off a little bit there. It's hard to see. I'm moving windows around on my screen right now. This makes me think of what I'm listening to. Makes me think of Nier Automata, if you've ever played that game. I don't know what's happening upstairs. I think my daughter's doing dishes. Okay, so here we are. All right, so we have Sainz setting the fastest lap so far. Hulkenberg setting the second fastest. I mean, we're only, you know, and now we have Alex Albon slotting into the second spot. Nothing yet on Albon leaving in the pit lane. Bortoletto shoots up to first, cutting off 0.4 of a second off there. Ocon into second. Albon's time was deleted due to track limits, so no time set there by Alexander Albon. We have Liam Lawson. Ollie Behrman moves up to first. Liam Lawson to second. Bortoletto still maintaining the third spot. And Isaac Hadjar comes in to the first spot. Now, it looks like we have all cars out at the moment. I don't see anybody in the pit. So we're following along. We have Hadjar with the fastest lap so far. Leclerc hopping up there. Let's see. Antonelli had a lap deleted. Looks like track limits are a problem here. And we're seeing that a lot on this, which is kind of weird that we're seeing it now. Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap so far. 120.9, man. So, Max Verstappen going on his fast lap right now. Let's see what happens. Verstappen, I believe, moves up to second. I don't think our this has fully synced up yet. So there we go. Now Verstappen flies up to second. Alonso's still in first. It's like Verstappen had a slow down at the end there. But we can see what we're, and here's the thing. Yuki Tsunoda moving up to third. Okay. Yuki has been fast this weekend. I'm gonna say it. He's got a chance to help out Max on race day. It's gonna be tough, but he might have the chance to play spoiler or even be in the mix for something for a position here. We got Antonelli moving up to fourth, and we have George Russell moving up to first. Russell has been fast as well. We saw that with him coming in second in the sprint race. So we got Colapinto. He kind of went off track there. Yeah, Colapinto's time was deleted. So we're just seeing some, looks like Leclerc went off the track a little bit. I don't know if he went off entirely. You know, Ferrari just not having a great weekend so far, and it's tough to watch them right now. This is not how they want to end the season, I would think. Well, no one would think. Let's see. Current conditions in Qatar: 69 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. If those changes. Okay, so Piastri shoots up to the front. You know, we've seen that. So pit lane incident involving Alexander Albon will be investigated after the session. I hate that they move this stuff to the end of the sessions, guys. I know that you need to kind of get some nuance to it, but at the same time, what happens in the session affects the session. And if you're going to investigate it after, like if Albon has the 15th spot and somebody would have been, you know, slotted there, they have to start really looking at this and thinking about possible changes on kind of expediting what happens here, because it's getting ridiculous. So we got Ocon with his track time deleted, just giving you some news here. You know, they have to start making these decisions faster and stop saying we're going to go after the session and make that decision. No. We're going to make that decision right away, and we're going to do it right during the session. Just do it during the session. My dog just knocked into a dish. You know, just make the decision right in the session. Just do it. It's not a big deal. You can do that. Okay, so let's see. We've got some cars in the pits. Just keeping track of who's on. So Leclerc's on a lap right now. Lawson's on a lap. Leclerc's doing pretty good. Personal best here. We've got some green times coming in from Lawson as well as some purple parts here. Hadjar's putting in some personal bests here. Yep. So Hadjar's actually approaching Piastri's timings. So let's see what happens here. Leclerc approaching Sainz's times, probably a bit faster than that because they're putting that up there. So Lawson slots into the 5th spot. This is the track is getting faster, obviously, with the rubber being laid down and whatnot. Looks like Leclerc is going to put in... Okay, Leclerc shoots up to 5th. Hadjar should move up here. There's a little bit of a delay on the screen. There you go. Now Leclerc shoots up to 5th. Let's see. Hadjar's the next one across the line. Hamilton is now on a fast lap. Hadjar shoots to the 1st spot. So that's pretty interesting. So we could see that this track is getting faster and faster. That as these cars keep on going, they're starting to put in a lot faster times. So, yeah, let's keep an eye on this. Hamilton's now greatly outpacing Albon in the 15th spot. So let's see. So Pierre Gasly moves up to 2nd. We got Hamilton on the next one. Hulkenberg is at a 121.5. Let's see. And then Hamilton moves up to 6th. So, I mean, the Ferraris are getting faster, but they're not getting that much faster. You know what I mean? This is the issue here. So, how is Gasly looking today? Well, he's in 2nd right now. So, Q1, and he's moving up. Ocon had his time deleted. That was where he had his time deleted. Yeah, Gasly's got. Okay, so we're seeing cooldown laps right now. Maybe are we seeing an out lap from Verstappen? I'm trying to find him on screen here because it doesn't look like he's putting in a fast lap right now. Oof, what happened there? We've got some kick up of dust and dirt. The sprint happened. This is Q1 for the actual Grand Prix. So, okay, so we're seeing Verstappen on a fast lap right now. I wasn't sure based upon his sectors. Okay, so he's putting in some purple times here. Verstappen cranking it out right now. I'm hoping he kept it all on the track there. Okay, Verstappen moves up to pole for the moment, and then we have Yuki coming in right behind him. Let's see what happens here. Yuki's putting in personal best. Nothing incredible right now. Let's see. He kept it on the track. Let's see. And Yuki moves up to 10th. Not fast, not incredibly fast. So we got Albon right behind him. Sainz following. Norris on a very fast lap. He's always just cranking one out. So let's see here. All right, so we got Sainz and Albon moving up there. Yeah, the times are coming in fast right now. So we've got Norris coming in. Norris taking first so far. So yeah, we're in Q1 right now. So top 15, just got to be in the top 15. So we can see who's in trouble at the moment. Piastri slotting in the second spot. We have just a little bit over 5 minutes left in qualifying. Just cranking one out. All right. Norris had his track time deleted, actually. So that's gonna do something. Was that his most recent one, or I'm trying to think of where that was, because it's not reflecting in the standings at the moment. So we got George Russell on a flying lap right now. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out, like, they said Norris's time is deleted, but like, okay, so which lap time? Man, it looks like George went off there. I'm not sure though. It always looks like it. So Russell moves up to third. Steering feels a bit funny from George Russell. That's what he's saying. I mean, he's in third at the moment, so that's not terrible. Everybody on yellows at the moment, with the exception of Lance Stroll, who I think is trying to put together a fast lap. Yep. This is not going to... I have a feeling we're not going to see as much passing on this circuit. So that's going to be the real issue here. I just don't think that this track is made for it. It looks like Alonso is putting in a faster lap, too. Yeah, so Alonso started his lap. I'm wondering if this is his last... if this will be their last laps here. Okay, so Stroll didn't move with that lap. Not a fast one. So here comes Alonso. Put in a personal best in Sector 1. Sector 2, personal best. I'm just trying to keep track of everything, of everyone. So Alonso's still the only fast one right now. Everybody else is on out laps, looks like, or cool down laps. Okay, Alonso moves up to 6th. Now, is that safe? You know, so you're going to need everybody, like, I'm going to say that everybody needs to put, whoa, okay. Alonso got in the way of that Alpine right there. Just chilling out right there. What is he doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. So, okay, so we've got the Ferraris putting in their fast laps right now. Leclerc is a little bit ahead of Hamilton, so Leclerc is going fast in Sector 1. He's a little bit behind Norris, but that's fine. Norris is in first. Why did we have track time deleted? Is that from his, you know, his, when he was cooling down? That's what it's got to be. It's got to be when he was cooling down, right? Okay, so let's see. So Leclerc and Hamilton have put in personal best in Sector 1, personal best in Sector 2 for Leclerc. Nah, Hamilton slowed down in sector 2. Verstappen put in a purple in sector 1, so Verstappen's putting the pedal down right now. I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of traffic at the end here. Leclerc slots into 5th. Hamilton right behind. 13th. Man, that's rough. Yuki putting in his time now. We're following Verstappen right now. Personal best for sector 2. Man, he's bouncing. You can see the ride is not that great. Okay. Yuki's putting in a faster lap. He's not putting in a great lap, though. Verstappen stays in 4th. No movement there. We've got Yuki coming in. Yuki moving up to 12th. Okay, I don't think that's safe either. Got Liam Lawson slotting in to 5th right now. Oof, that's crazy. Hadjar, track limits. Alexander Albon moving up to 10th. Putting Yuki right on the edge here. Stroll putting in another lap. And Colapinto putting in some fast times. Okay, so we have Yuki in 15th. I think that he's going to get bumped, unfortunately. Yep, and nope, not yet. Okay, so you got Colapinto, Stroll. I mean, there's cars 16 through 20th that are putting in times here. So here comes Colapinto. I think Colapinto's going to do it. Oh, no. Look like it. Okay, we got the checkered flag. Hadjar had his time deleted. We've got Antonelli. Let's see. So Yuki's still hanging on to that spot, but Bortoletto is hammering down right now. Got Antonelli. Where did Antonelli slot in? 4th. Oh, Bortoletto is going to knock out Yuki Tsunoda. And that is life. Antonelli had his time deleted due to track limits. I don't know if that was on his most... Yes, it was on his most recent one. So he slots in at 9th. We got to just hang out for a minute because we might have track limits for a lot of people. Russell's still doing his lap. And Russell moves up to 1st. So we're taking a look at these times, and we're going to have to kind of pause because there might be some deletions here. Man, Lewis Hamilton has had a weekend to forget so far. 18th. What is happening to Ferrari right now? You have Leclerc at 9th, but okay, you had Gasly with a time deleted. I don't know if that's on his on his lap that is just happening right now. So let's see what happens here. So Gasly gets slotted at 15th. Okay, we have to watch this because times might get rearranged here. Even though we have the checkered flag, we got to keep an eye here. Yuki, man, for being fast for most of the weekend, he just couldn't put it together on that lap. I don't know what it was. Man. Yeah, and Yuki is saying he doesn't have the pace. Yeah, delete. Yeah, right? But here we are, we have to be thinking, I don't know. So what are we saying about Pierre Gasly here? Yeah, are they saying that's why they deleted it? No, that's not it. Oh, Antonelli got in the way of Gasly coming out of the pits. But Gasly moves on, even though, Antonelli has no idea where he's putting his car. And we're at a little bit of a pause right now, so I'm going to take a pause and insert that right now. We've got a yellow flag on track, so I'm going to just hold off for a moment here. Start of Q2 will be delayed. They're probably clearing off the track from all the gravel that probably got kicked up. So, we shall see what happens there, won't we? Okay, so Hulkenberg, Albon, Bortoletto, Ocon, Stroll, and Tsunoda failing to follow race director's instructions, maximum delta time. Okay, so this will be investigated after the session. That is a lot of cars. Like, what are we doing? Like, this, that's so many cars that have to be investigated. I know that it has to take time, but, like, let's pay people to do this. I'm like, to hammer on what, not Lance Stroll, what George Russell said. Pay people to do this job. Stop relying on volunteers. Pay people to be stewards. This is $1 billion sport. How are we doing this? Okay, so we're going to start in 3 minutes. That's when Q2 will start. So they're probably just sweeping the track where the where we anticipate that the gravel was. You know, pay the stewards, make this a job, make this a well-paid job, so that there's no confusion in it. It's getting really annoying. Okay, so they're saying clear track in sector 17. So it looks like that would be where we'd have issues. I mean, Lewis Hamilton out in Q1. What a weekend to forget. You know, just terrible. You know what I mean? And you got to wonder what's happening here. You really gotta. You know, this is not great. This is not great. Okay. Well, here we go. We're gearing up for Q2. I am hungry. Man. Hungry for some Formula One. No, I'm hungry for actual food. I'm thinking of a chicken sandwich. That'd be good, right? Crispy chicken sandwich. Some lettuce, tomato. This is now a food stream, everybody. All right, so we've got a little over a minute. Well, we got about a minute until I'm on a delay with the video, so. Everybody in pit right now, getting ready to go out. A lot of cars kind of slotting in. Let's see what George was talking about here. So George seems to be having a problem with his steering. Who knows if that's actually going to affect the outcome. You know, it's affecting him driving, so we'll see. And, you know, the Ferrari Hamilton romance just didn't happen. And I don't know if... I don't know. Hungry for some Buffalo Wild Wings, baby? Maybe. We'll be talking about... That'll be something that gets announced very soon, but not yet. All right, so pit exit is open. Cars are going onto the track. Looks like Albon is the first out. You know, we're gonna have to keep track of what's going on here. Yeah, nothing as of right now. No news on any of the things that we're following here. Albon will be the first, probably across the line here, so we anticipate him putting in the fastest lap to begin. followed by Sainz, followed by Max. So, yeah, I don't know. What are we looking at here? So we've got both McLarens still in the pit, and they seem content to wait on it. You know, I don't blame them for that. So let's see. Okay, so Max getting on his flying lap here. So's Albon. So's Sainz. Okay, here we go. Following along on Max here. At least on video we are. Got a little under 13 minutes left in Q2. Times are starting to get put on, are starting to go in. Sainz is pretty fast. Albon's pretty fast as well. Max. I mean, Max looks fast, but again, I mean, it always looks fast when you're riding in a Formula One car. Max had a very slow end to his first sector. I'm wondering if he bailed out of it, because he's putting in yellows right now. Yeah, Max is just putting in yellows at the moment, so I don't know what's happening here. So we've got Albon coming across. Oh, Albon ditching that lap. That's weird. Wonder what happened at the end there. Here comes Behrman. Yeah, so I think Max bailed out of the lap. Yeah, Max totally bailed out of the lap. Albon had track limits, that's why. Sainz had a very slow end. So it looks like he bailed out of his lap too. We got Hulk up at the front. Okay, now we have Behrman up at the front. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track here. Here comes Leclerc across the line. Leclerc slotting into second. Okay, Max is restarting his lap. Let's see what happens here. Oh, man. Leclerc up to second. Piastri. And Piastri's out on there. So's Lawson. Hadjar's leaving the pits. And you guys got to put some times in here, guys. Come on. Okay, so what... okay, so Max putting in some purples in Sector 1 and Sector 2. That's expected. There is a lot of dust on this track. Like I'm seeing Max in the turns, just some dust just flying up every time he takes a turn. And he's coming down the straight and slots into first. 3/10 ahead of Behrman. That'll reflect in a moment. And there you go. And this is we've got Piastri, looks like he's about to start. Excuse me. All right, so Piastri putting in greens here. Here comes Piastri and going. All right, so we're following Oscar Piastri now on his flying lap. Coming down the straight into turn 1. Norris is out on track 2, so he'll be starting his lap momentarily. Alonso is about to start his lap momentarily as well. Sainz looks to be on a cooldown lap, I think. I don't know what Albon's doing. So here comes Alonso. Alonso's starting his flying lap now. Piastri putting in a purple first sector. Norris had a track time deleted at turn 10. That was probably on outlap, so he should be okay, I would think. Norris slotting ahead of Max in the first sector, but Piastri put in a purple sector, and he's also put in a purple sector in sector 2. So 2 purple sectors for that sand, not dust. Geography, bro. I mean, I know, but we have to. It might be dust because it might not be sand because we're talking about the gravel, because there's gravel over on the side there, so it might be dust from the gravel. So I might be correct on this one. So, you know, Piastri slots into the first spot, ahead of Max. I have a feeling Norris will move ahead of Max as well. He seemed to be going faster than him. No, Norris slots in the third spot. Seemed to slow down at the end there. And Alonso slots in. Where was it? Oh. Yeah, Norris had his time deleted? Yeah, Norris's time was deleted, so he should drop. Yep, Norris still doesn't have a time. That's big. That's a big one, because now he doesn't have a time. Now he's going to have to make a time. There's plenty of time in Q2 to go, just over 7 minutes. I rescind my argument. Good call, good call. All right. So here we are. We're now following Leclerc. Seems to be him and Russell. Antonelli seems to also be on a fast lap. Maybe, no, but these are personals. So they might be, I don't know. Antonelli is on a fast lap right now. Leclerc putting in a personal best in Sector 1. Same thing with Antonelli. Slow in Sector 2 for Leclerc. Antonelli putting in a personal best in Sector 2. You feel for Leclerc right now because, you know, it's like I mean, to be honest, like I don't feel bad for Ferrari. I guess I feel bad for their fans, man. Leclerc slotted in at 10th, now 11th. Antonelli knocked him down by getting into 8th. Man, that is terrible. Yeah, Norris just isn't staying on the track at all. You know, because the last 3 messages are Norris lap time deleted. You know, and they were lap 8, lap 9, lap 10. So on his out lap, his fast lap, and man, somebody went off there. A lot of dust right there. Russell putting in his fast lap here. Going down, gonna hit DRS. There you go. Russell moving up to 3rd. Just got to be in the top 10 for this. Then you can get into the dance. Bortoletto slotting in at 12th. We'll probably get one more chance at it. And Hulkenberg slots in at 6th. Max on a fast lap right now. I don't know if he's going to get another shot at it after this, but I'm wondering if they're kind of going, that was not a fast sector for Max. A little bit of dust there, a little bit of gravel. Let's see. Okay, Behrman had his time deleted. Track limits, I don't know if that was on a fast lap or if that was just on a general lap. It looks like it was just on his out lap or whatnot. Not a fast lap by Max right there. So I don't know if he's going to come back out. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's see. Let's see here. Man, there's so much dust right there. Was this from him? Was this from Leclerc? Oh boy. Nope, it wasn't from Leclerc. Okay, so Lando Norris looks to be going out now. Yeah, he has to get a time in. He doesn't have a time in. He's the only one of these. He's the only one without a time at the moment. But it's looking, wow. Okay, so Piastri has left the pit. So it looks like the two McLarens will be the two cars out on the track. I mean, you have Russell and Verstappen putting in cool down laps. Yeah, Russell saying it's dusty out there. He's going to need a new visor. Saying he needs a new visor for Q3. How nice of George to assume he's making it to Q3, you know? You hear that, Bortoleto and Leclerc and Albon and Lawson? George Russell thinks he's better than you. Okay, so we have cars queuing up. We have, it looks like Norris starting his fast lap. Ooh, this is going to get a little squirrely in turn one. Nope. Okay. Norris, they stayed out of the way of Norris. If I didn't like Norris, I would have gone in the way. I would have been like, up, see ya. Looks like Piastri starting a lap as well. Putting in some personal bests right now. Norris is a little slow in sector 1. Not a quick sector 1 for him. Now we're watching Norris, and I assume Norris will make it. Just because the McLaren is the best car. But we also have to watch track limits with Lando because he's been going off. So, you know, we'll see. Are we gonna what Lando will we get? Okay, so we get a purple second sector out of Norris. I'm just keeping an eye on track limits here. Oh, that was close. Ooh. That Aston Martin seemed to kind of go out a little bit. Fernando's getting the slipstream off Norris. Norris slots in at second. Fernando was getting the slipstream from the McLaren there, from Lando Norris. So that was a good one. So Piastri, I don't know if Piastri needs to put in a fast lap right here because it doesn't look like he's going that fast. Yeah, it wasn't a fast one. So, you know, Piastri stays in first, didn't change his time. That ass. I'm looking at Hadjar putting in a time. We got Antonelli in 11th, who might be putting in some time here. So we gotta see what's going on here. Hadjar putting in a green sector 1. Just trying to see times here. Not getting any faster times from anyone. I'm getting yellow times from everyone. Except for Antonelli, who put in a green sector 1. Personal best for his sector 1. Let's see. Albon put in a green sector 3. And that puts him in 13th. So Albon is done. Yeah, so he'll be slotted in. Albon's going to be out. Got Hadjar. Looks like Hadjar didn't move. We have... I'm trying to keep track of this, guys. Sorry. Russell is on a pretty quick lap. Antonelli move up. So we have the checkered flag. Antonelli moves up to 4th. We have Gasly at 8th. We'll see if that changes. Russell pushes Antonelli down to 5th. Russell in at 4th. Verstappen and Norris are pitted. Lawson moves up to 11th, but that won't help him. Behrman is done, as is Albon. Leclerc sneaks in at 9th. Hadjar at 10th. Let's see if Hulkenberg can push his way into Q3. And Hulkenberg stays in 11th. Let's see what Bortoleto can do. And Bortoleto moves up to 14th. Pushes Alexander Albon down to 15th. Alex will not put in another lap, most likely. So here we are. Both Saubers out. Lawson out in Q2. Behrman out in Q2. And Alexander Albon out in Q2. So... you know, we kind of have what we have now. Hajar sneaks in at 10th. You had to think that you're going to have somebody coming in and pushing their way forward. But not this time. So let's take a slight break while we prepare for Q3. And I will be right back in a moment. And we're back. So we got 2 minutes until the start of Q3. And I'm just looking at this, trying to figure out what we're going to do here. All right. So let's start looking through the entirety here. So we have Piastri, Norris, Verstappen, Antonelli, Russell, Alonso, Sainz, Pierre Gasly, Charles Leclerc, and Isaac Hadjar. So we have some outliers, right? We have the Racing Bulls, the Alpine, the Williams, and even the Aston Martin. Then we have Ferrari only sending one car to Q3, which is interesting. Both Mercedes in Q3, one Red Bull in Q3, and both McLarens, obviously, in Q3. So there we go. It's for all the marbles here. So, you know, you gotta give it everything here, or else, you know, what are you doing? You know, why are you doing this? Why would you do this? And the problem is that you don't have both cars in Q3, so now you can't actually have any teamwork here. You can't give somebody a slipstream on purpose. You know, it's not what should have happened. So it is what it is, though. This is where we are. This is where we are now. I just want to thank you for joining me on this Saturday afternoon in America. I don't know what time it is for you. It's Saturday afternoon on the East Coast in America. Most important distinguishing factor there. So here we are. We've got Max going out on track first, wanting to get out there, put in a time. 12 minutes on the clock. Let's see what happens. The green light, the pit exit is open. Max goes out. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to stay with you a little bit after the session is over, just to make sure that we don't get any times deleted right at the end there. And that's it. So while we are on this outlap, let's talk about the sprint a little bit. The sprint, what a yawn. I think that's the track, though. I think it's a boring track. I think it's probably good for the drivers, but it's a boring racing track. Because we were all hoping that people would get in DRS, but there's one DRS zone, and it's not great. I don't know. It's just not a great track. But here we are. Which is why the stress is on qualifying right now. Max getting his tires warmed up here. Max turns onto the straight, and he's on his flying lap now. So let's follow along with Max. He's in DRS. Hitting 185 maybe, 186. Right behind him. Norris going a little bit faster already. Max not being able to go as fast as possible. It looks like Norris is putting in purple times. And Norris is flat out flying right now. Max looks like he bailed out of his lap. Yep. Yeah, Max definitely bailed out of his lap, went slotted behind Norris. That might have messed with his time there, but Norris isn't showing it because he's putting in all purples right now. So here we go. Well, let's see what happens here. Purple Sector 1, Purple Sector 2. Piastri putting in a personal best for Sector 1. Russell putting in a personal best for Sector 1. Lando Norris coming down the straight. Slots in at the first spot. Put in a purple Sector 3 for that matter. Jeez. Got Piastri right behind him. Max on a flying lap right now. Russell, we're still waiting on lap times here. Piastri slotting in at second. That's not going to do it, Oscar. That's not going to do it. Listen to your coach, Mark Webber. Second isn't where you want to be. That's a little mean. That's a little mean, I feel. Oh, excuse me. Yawning. I'm tired. All right, Alonso's now putting in his lap, as is Antonelli, as is Russell. We've got a lot of fast laps. Incident. Unsafe condition for Carlos Sainz. Guess we'll have to see what that is. Let's see, Max coming in third. Not an incredibly fast lap, but what are you going to do? He put in personal best in all three sectors, but personal bests aren't going to do it right now. You're going to have to be faster than that. Because you have George Russell steaming to third. You got a little over 7 minutes left in qualifying. We're going to see what Carlos Sainz did. What the incident there is. We have Antonelli coming across the line shortly. And Antonelli slots in at 6th. Behind Isaac Hadjar. Alonso right behind Antonelli. Let's see. So we're seeing Charles Leclerc. Where is he? Let's see. We're watching his. Oh wow. Okay, he went for a spin. Went for a couple spins. Whew. That was scary. Yeah, his back tire touched the gravel and he just went spinning. Looks okay. Looks okay. Don't think anything's wrong with the car. And let's see. What is the unsafe condition that they let the car out on? What did he do? There, the mechanic's pointing at something. Carlos, he's saying, it's like as if I have plastic on my tires. Yeah, there's a sticker from the floor. I cannot drive. What the bleep? Yep. Listen to your coach, Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you're last. Okay, so he grabbed a sticker onto his tires. That's weird. Okay, so here we are. Oh, they're red flagging it. We got a red flag right now. So is that what was on Carlos's car? Or is that from... I'm trying to figure out something. It looks like it... Is it from Leclerc's? Because it looks like where Leclerc went off. I'm not sure. What happened here? Well, we're red flagged at the moment. So nothing's happening. So let's give a rundown. So, yeah, it's got to be... Okay, track is clear. DRS is re-enabled now. We're probably green flagging it now. Maybe? I don't know. Jeez, I don't even know what's happening here. So much too much information all at once. So everybody's in the pit right now. So nobody's on the track. So we got a yellow flag now for track hazard. I thought it was weird that we red flagged it immediately. Okay, so there's a double yellow in track sector 18, which is where I think we saw something from a car. I think it was from Leclerc's or Sainz's. It looks like they've said that the track is clear in sector 18. Yeah, Leclerc hasn't set a time yet. He's the only car without a time. Q3 will resume in 3 minutes. Okay. So we're at our 3, you know, we got 3 minutes before the clock restarts. Looks like Hajar's taking a nap. Yeah. Q3 will resume at 2200. Yes, I know. I've got my food cooking right now. I can smell it. I can smell the chicken. Okay, so they're going to investigate car 55. So that'll be Carlos Sainz at the end of session for the unsafe condition. What was the sticker or whatnot on the back of his car? That's a little unfortunate for him. You know, like, you don't want to... Like, it looks like something came off his car. Because they're putting a lot of tape on his car right now. A lot of flashing tape. So they got one of the marshals running across to grab the thing. I don't know what that is. Don't film the marshal running. Jeez. They don't deserve that. Still a double yellow in track sector 15. But we are in red flag conditions here. Track sector 5 is now cleared. That was kind of mean to show. Like, they have this guy in just a helmet and the vest and everything running to grab whatever that thing was. And then running back. And it's like, don't, you know, like, I don't want to see me running now. You know, and I run. Like, but anyways, I hope you're all having a great Saturday. Just enjoying our time here, watching Formula One. And we'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be bringing commentary to you, and we'll be able to see what the outcome, if we crown a new champion tomorrow, or if we are once again waiting one more week. I'd like to wait another week. I'd like it to come down to the last week. You know? That's how I always feel about it. I always want it to be close. I always want to be invested in the end of it. So we're restarting the session now. Nobody is coming out at the moment. Nobody was waiting. The pit is open, but here we are, just waiting. Nobody going out. Everybody waiting for that last moment, right? Keeping the tire warmers on. You know, in the end of this era of Formula One, you know, it's in 1 week when we say goodbye to these cars and say hello to the new ones. DRS will be going away. You know, and it has mixed reviews. In the beginning, it created a lot more passing. It still creates passing, but now it's like, is DRS not making it work? So there we are. So, you know, nobody's doing anything at the moment. Nobody is going out. Everybody, there's this big game of chicken going on right now. Some George Russell fans, one with the sign backwards. Not great. Well, while we wait right here, because nobody's doing anything. Oh, looks like Ferrari's starting to do something. Maybe. Jeez. Not yet. Oh, okay, McLaren finally sent Lando out. Somebody finally did something. Oh, and that caused the Ferrari to come out. Just, like, what are you guys all waiting for? Like, especially Ferrari. It's like, you don't have a time. You don't have a time. And you're waiting? Like, all it's going to take is Charles to go off on one turn, and that's it. You're 10th. Great. This is the thing with Ferrari, and this is their strategy is just try to lose and let the drivers try to figure it out. You know, and the president of Ferrari or whatever his name, I can't even remember his name. It's so unimportant. You know, him saying, "Oh, the drivers should just shut up and drive." You know, maybe you should, you know, have a better strategy than, you know, waiting until 3.5 minutes to send your car out with no time on it. Or maybe you should take advantage of having a 7-time world champion on your team and have some kind of strategy to go along with it. What a team. What a team. Let me tell you how I really feel about Ferrari. You know how I really feel about Ferrari? That they feel like they've won before the season even starts. And that's why I dislike Ferrari. And then every year we see them go through the whole entire process of, oh wow, we make the most questionable decisions, and then have to rely on our drivers to pull that car to the finish line. You know, they have 2 world-class drivers, one driver who I think will be a world champion one day, and then another who's won 7. And here we are, just watching them fail over and over again. All right, Lando on his fast lap. We're going to have Leclerc on it in a moment. Here goes. Leclerc starting his lap. For Lando, Sector 1. Leclerc's not putting in some really fast times, but, you know, we'll see what happens here. Some personal bests for Leclerc, but nothing great. Lando not looking so fast. Is he bailing? I think Lando bailed on his lap. So if Lando's bailing on his lap, I don't think he has enough time. Leclerc's on his lap, so he had to deal with a bit of traffic right there. Piastri starting his fast lap. You're going to have Lando slow through the areas. It looks like he almost had Fernando there as well. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell what the other car was. Max started his fast lap. Piastri putting in a purple sector 1. That's pretty good. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Here you go. Let's see. Verstappen putting in a purple sector 1 now. Leclerc being a little bit slower, coming in at 8th. Not great. Piastri, purple sector 2. Man, Lando messing up his flying lap might really be the story. Like, that could be the story of this. I don't know if Lando can't get his lap in. Here comes Max. Here comes Piastri finishing his lap, and Piastri takes pole for the moment. Here comes Max coming down into the final turn. Keep it on the track. Let's see. Hammer down. And Max moves up to 3rd. Man. So you have Piastri in pole position. Let's see what Antonelli can do. He's coming down. And Antonelli slots into 5th. George Russell doesn't... George slowed down, I think. I think that we have our times, you know, so Lando up, Sainz moves up to 7th. I don't know if, I think Russell's still going. It looked like Russell slowed down, but that might have just been a trick of the eyes. Russell coming down the straight, taking the checkered. All of these guys are, yeah, and Russell doesn't get any faster. Nobody's putting in a fast lap right now. And Hadjar had his lap deleted, so we're done there. Okay, so we have our starting grid here. Oscar Piastri with pole position. Lando Norris, who kind of blew his last chance at a lap, you know, taking 2nd there. And then you have Max in 3rd. Russell 4th. Antonelli 5th. Hadjar coming in at 6th. Carlos Sainz 7th. Fernando Alonso 8th. Pierre Gasly 9th. And Charles Leclerc 10th. I don't think we're going to have any issues with any track limits here because we already had Hadjar's time deleted. Back half of the entire placing, Hulkenberg at 11th, Lawson at 12th, Behrman at 13th, Bortoleto at 14th, Alexander Albon 15th, Yuki Tsunoda 16th, Esteban Ocon 17th, Lewis Hamilton 18th, Lance Stroll 19th, and taking the very back, Franco Colapinto at 20th. Well, that does it for qualifying. We will obviously possibly have some penalties after the fact, and we shall see what happens there. Thank you for joining me, everybody. This has been F1 Silly Mornings, bringing you qualifying live commentary from Qatar. I'll see you tomorrow morning when we are actually watching the Grand Prix as it is. But anyways, have a great day, and we'll see you in the morning.